Hey, welcome. So, are you feeling like you're constantly playing catch up with AI? A little overwhelmed by all the new tools and the constant chatter? Well, that all changes today. We're going to break down exactly how you can master AI, really get ahead of the curve, and turn this incredible technology into your own personal superpower.
And let's just start with the most important thing I can tell you right off the bat. Seriously, you are not behind. The honest truth is, most people still have absolutely no idea how to really use these tools well. So, just take a deep breath, because we're about to fix that right now.
In fact, just by watching this short explainer, I promise you, you're going to know more about actually using AI than 90% of the people out there. I mean, that's a huge jump forward. And believe me, we're just getting warmed up.
And if you stick with me through the end here, the techniques we're going to cover, they won't just put you ahead of the pack. They're going to put you in the top 1% of all AI users. No joke. This isn't about hype. It's about giving you practical, powerful skills you can use immediately.
Okay, so let's get into it. To use AI well, you first have to kind of peek under the hood and understand what's really going on. It's not magic, and it's definitely not a person. It's actually something way simpler, but just as powerful.
So at its core, an AI is really just a prediction machine. Think of it like a superpowered autocomplete. It scanned a mind-boggling amount of stuff humans have created, books, articles, websites, and it's chopped all of it up into little pieces called tokens. So when you ask it something, it's not thinking, it's just doing math to predict the most likely next word or token in the sentence. It's why it uses certain phrases or punctuation so much, not because it has a personality, but because we use them a lot.
And that brings us to the single most important rule of AI. You've probably heard it before. Garbage in, garbage out. The quality of what you get out of it will never, ever be better than the quality of what you put in. It's like asking for directions. If you give someone a vague idea of where you want to go, you'll get a vague answer. But if you give them the exact address, landmarks, and tell them you want to avoid highways, you'll get a perfect route.
So, since good input is everything, how do you actually do it? Well, let's get to the most important skill you can possibly learn. We're going to walk through how to craft a perfect prompt using a really simple 4-part formula. This right here is what separates the amateurs from the pros.
Every single great prompt you write from now on should have these 4 ingredients: role, context, command, and format. When you use this structure, you basically take all the guesswork away from the AI and you get exactly what you want back. It's that simple.
So first up, role. Think about it. The AI has been trained on, well, pretty much the entire internet. That's way too broad. By telling it to act as a world-class marketing strategist or be an expert Python coder, you're forcing it to put on a specific hat and only pull from the most relevant part of its massive brain.
Second, you have to give it context. This is the background story, the here's what you need to know. And this is where most people fall short. They just write a sentence. But did you know you can paste in entire documents? You can give it a full transcript from a meeting, your company's entire brand guide, technical specs. The more high-quality info you feed it, the smarter and more useful its answer will be.
Third, the command. This is where you have to be crystal clear. Don't be vague. Don't just say, help me with some social media posts. No. Say, write 5 tweets under 280 characters about our new product based on the context I gave you and include a call to action. You see the difference? You leave zero room for it to guess.
And finally, format. This is so simple, but it's an absolute game changer. You don't have to just accept a big wall of text. Tell it exactly how you want the answer. Give this to me as a bulleted list. Put this in a table. Create a CSV file that I can just drag into my spreadsheet. This makes the output immediately useful.
Okay, so now you know the secret formula for a perfect prompt. The next question is, which tool should you be using? I know the market is crowded, it's really easy to get distracted by the shiny new thing, but the strategy here is super simple. Go deep before you go wide.
And this analogy is just perfect. I mean, if you tried to learn the piano, the guitar, and the violin all at the same time, you'd probably end up being kind of mediocre at all 3, right? But if you really master one first, you learn the fundamentals, and then picking up the others becomes so much easier. AI is exactly the same. Pick one platform and just become a total expert at it.
So, which one should you pick? Well, let's look at the big 3 right now. If you do a lot of deep, creative work, writing, coding, that kind of thing, honestly, Claude is probably the best right now for that nuanced text. If you live in the Google world and you need the absolute latest info for research, Gemini is your best bet. And of course, there's ChatGPT, the fantastic all-arounder. It was the first big one, and it has tons of integrations. Just pick the one that fits what you do most and commit to it.
All right, you've got the fundamentals. You know how to prompt, you've picked your tool, you're already in the top 10%. Now, let's get you into that top 1%. These are the advanced techniques that are going to completely change how you work with these tools.
And this right here illustrates the main difference perfectly. See, most people use what we call push prompting. They do about 80% of the work themselves, telling the AI every single little step to take. It's like a friend giving you turn-by-turn directions. The pros, though, they use pull prompting. They act like a GPS. They just give the AI the final destination and let it figure out the best way to get there.
So how do you actually do it? Well, you start with the role and the context, just like we already learned. But then, instead of giving it a task, you state your desired outcome. Something like, my goal is to create a marketing plan that gets us 10 new qualified leads this month. Then, and this is the magic phrase right here, you command it, ask me any and all questions you need to accomplish this goal. What happens next is amazing. The AI turns into your personal consultant. It'll interview you, pull out all the info it needs, and then it does the heavy lifting to build the solution for you.
Okay, now to really make AI work for you, you need 2 more things in your toolkit. First is a master prompt. Think of this like a user manual all about you, your role, your company's goals, even your writing style, that you give the AI at the start of a conversation. The second is a system prompt. This is like a recipe for a task you do over and over, like summarize this meeting transcript into key decisions and action items. When you use these 2 together, you turn a generic tool into your own personalized assistant.
So, the big question is, with all this power, how do you make sure AI is a tool that serves you instead of a technology that might one day replace you? Well, it all comes down to doubling down on the skills that are uniquely, irreplaceably human.
A machine is incredible at optimizing things that already exist, but it can't create something from nothing. Your real value in a world full of AI is going to come from 3 things that are pretty much impossible to automate: your taste, your vision, and your care.
First, taste. You have to develop a sharp eye for what great actually looks like in your field. This means immersing yourself in the best work, studying the masters, really curating what you consume. This is what allows you to be the director, to guide the AI's output from just good enough to truly excellent.
Second is vision. AI is brilliant in making an existing process 10% more efficient, but it can't imagine a future that doesn't exist yet. That's your job. You have to schedule time to just think, to dream, to plan. Your ability to see a new possibility and then use AI as your co-pilot to build it, that's a skill that will always be in demand.
And last, but maybe most important, is care. An AI can mimic a conversation, but it can't feel genuine empathy. It can't build trust. So let AI handle the spreadsheets and the boring emails. That frees up your time to connect with your clients, to collaborate with your team, and to build the real, authentic human relationships that truly drive things forward.
So, as we wrap this up, please remember this. You can watch tutorials all day long, but real mastery only comes from doing. The good news is, you are no longer behind. You have the framework, you have the techniques, you have the strategy. All you have to do now is apply it.
So here's your homework, your call to action. Don't wait. Right now, think of one small daily task that you can hand off to AI. Just one. Start there, build that habit, and just watch how it starts to transform your workday. So, what's it going to be?